Let's see. Here we go. I want to say video-mediated communication is about relationship. In this case, I'm having a relationship with you, Toni, right? You're having a relationship with me.
Sure, why not? Just don't let my wife know.
Yes. and the dynamics of our relationship would be, I'm positing, pretty similar whether together we were on the moon, you were on the moon, I'm on Jupiter, whatever. Our emotional conditions and our emotional interaction would be pretty similar. That's what I'm arguing. Of course, the type of mediation between us, whether it's 6 feet of space and just air, or all this technology, that affects the situation a little bit, but essentially it's Eric and Toni, Toni and Eric.
Well, there you go.
Okay, so this then subverts the idea of place in a sense. Now, obviously, you are a product of your place to some extent, the place where you were raised. I'm a product of my place, but by the time we're formed as adults, we sort of carry our places within us wherever we go.
True.
And we perform our place, we act out our place, no matter where we are. Okay, so then I'm saying this is about relationship between you and me, but I want to say that there's also a third party here, in addition to your wife. The third party is the mediation system through which we're communicating, which in this case is a lot of electronics. So all the people and all the history of science that has gone into the creation of this technology and the entire industrial complex, prison industrial complex, that has gone into creating all of this, it's part of our conversation.
Absolutely.
And in fact, the language that we're using, and this would be true in a face-to-face event also, the language that we're using and all the people who've created that language, in a sense, are also part of our relationship.
I would agree.
Very good. And the space between us on the screen, which I'm just doodling in now, of course on the screen it's just a few inches or whatever, depending on the size of the screen, but in a sense that represents the 200 miles between your location and my location. So I'm interested in how when people draw, see, Kandinsky tried to develop a lexicon of visual symbols in general. He tried to argue that, here, let me shift. He tried to argue that in general, if you do a straight line, that has a certain emotional meaning. If you do a circle, that has another meaning. He tried to establish universals, which perhaps was a vain effort. But I am interested in how in a video conference, in video-mediated communication, we can develop conventions, even just in a personal relationship, that this such and such means such and such. For example, if I colored myself in a certain way, if I made myself a mosaic in a certain way.